Hello everyone. It's my pleasure to join you for this virtual event dedicated to raising funds for special kids, special families. I know you celebrate with a night of comedy, so I thought I would share a photo that might give you a laugh. Yep, that's me as a little boy. I grew up right here in Colorado Springs, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Now I'm all grown up, kind of, and as a mayor, I realize how important your organization is to our community. I also know that by providing care for children and adults with disabilities, you are strengthening families and providing critical support. I wish you a night full of fun and success to help fund your many programs. From the City of Colorado Springs, thank you to the hardworking staff and to all the supporters of Special Kids, Special Families.
Good evening and welcome to Special Kids, Special Families' 9th Annual Night of Comedy. I'm John Carroll, Development and Communications Manager for SKSF, and I'll be your host for this virtual event. COVID-19 has forced all of us to make changes in the way we do many things, and that includes the Night of Comedy. Don't worry, we have a fun-filled night planned for you. After all, laughter is the best medicine. But the Night of Comedy has always been about bringing awareness to SKSF's founding program, Zach's Place. Now entering its 22nd year, Zach's Place is one of only 2 licensed daycare facilities in the state of Colorado with the focus and training to provide respite and daycare for children with physical, intellectual, and emotional disabilities. Zach's Place uses a sliding fee scale based on income, and no family has ever been turned away because of an inability to pay. So this program operates at a deficit. That's why tonight is so important. Your support helps low-income families in need with valuable respite care at Zach's Place. Now, coming up, we'll have much more on how you can support the families who use Zach's Place. But right now, it's my pleasure to introduce you to one of the 2 women who started it all back in 1998, Special Kids, Special Families Executive Director, Linda Ellegard. And Linda, the Night of Comedy is taking on a different look this year, but the mission is still the same.
Absolutely it is. We continue to support families raising children with disabilities, and we've done so throughout this year.
And it seems like the services we provide at Zach's are important now more than ever.
Absolutely. Through the COVID situation, we never stopped serving our families in our community. Zach's Place, as a licensed child care center, is considered an essential service.
But that's meant some changes because of COVID and how we do business.
Yes. We certainly wear our masks and use precautions. Our groups are smaller in size than before, but we're still operating 7 days a week, and our program sometimes starts at 6:30 a.m. and we'll move on to serve children until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
We've always tried to accommodate the hours that the parents need. Can you believe Zach's Place is 21? I mean, it's old enough to drink.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's amazing. But I think the 21 years states just how important this program is. It is a mainstay in our community, and I think we have many more years to come.
Well, that's great. Well, we will have much more on Zach's Place coming up, including the debut of our new video, in which you'll meet a little boy making great strides at Zach's, and also a special performance by some of the Zach's Place kids. Special Kids, Special Families is overseen by an exceptional board of directors. Our board president has a few words she'd like to share with you now.
Welcome everyone. My name is Kathy Siana McGee, Special Kids, Special Families Board President. On behalf of our Board of Directors, Fundraising Committee members, and Special Kids, Special Families staff, would like to thank all of you for joining us for the 9th Annual Night of Comedy, a virtual event. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced all of us to change the way we do many things. That includes our annual Night of Comedy. But don't worry, we will still leave you laughing tonight with comedian Steve Mazon. We also have a great silent auction and wonderful video about Zach's Place. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Night of Comedy.
And thanks to Kathy and her agency, Arise Above, for being a platinum sponsor for the Night of Comedy. As I mentioned earlier, this is going to be a fun-filled evening, You'll get to see the new Zach's Place video, a special musical feature showcasing some of the kids from Zach's, and a performance by Steve Mazon, one of the most sought-after corporate comedians in the country. And while all of this is going on, we encourage you to check out the amazing packages in our silent auction. Here's some information on how to register and start bidding. See, it's that easy. I've got my eye on a few of those packages myself, and we're keeping the auction open through midnight on Monday. If the silent auction isn't your thing, there is an option to donate in the amount of your choice. And remember, 100% of the proceeds from tonight's event will go to the families who use Zach's Place for childcare and respite. If you'd like to share a comment, you can do that on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. We couldn't put on an event like this without the support of our wonderful sponsors. Again, thanks to Platinum sponsor Arise Above, Gold sponsors Adams Bank and Trust and New Star Energy, Silver sponsors Blazer Electric, Colorado Automotive Restoration Services, Levitt Insurance, Moody Insurance, Pasco Personal Assistance Services of Colorado, Penrose St. Francis Health Center, Rocky Mountain Roosters, and Robert and Christine Kiakia with Analog Devices Foundation. Our community sponsors, Ad Staff, Berwick Electric, Biggs Coford, BM&M Brokerage, The Gazette, and Mark and Wendy Davidson. And our patron sponsors, Carson's Wine and Liquor, Phil Long Dealerships, Porch.com, and Unified Title. Many of those companies have supported us for years, and some are new to the Night of Comedy. We appreciate all of you and your role in making tonight's event a success. A few of our sponsors kindly volunteered to share a few words about why they support Special Kids, Special Families, beginning with Adams Bank and Trust.
Good evening. My name is Dan Frazier. I'm the Vice President of Commercial Lending at Adams Bank and Trust. Adams Bank and Trust is a full-service financial institution that's been in business for 104 years. Being in business for 104 years means that you have a vested interest in your community, and Adams Bank and Trust has such a vested interest in Colorado Springs that we are the proud sponsor of tonight's virtual night of comedy for Special Kids, Special Families. I myself believe so much in the organization of Special Kids, Special Families that I have actually joined the board of directors and am now the treasurer for the board of directors of Special Kids, Special Families. With that being said, I think it's important to think about the impacts of the COVID-19 and how it has impacted all organizations within Colorado, and especially the Colorado Springs area. When we start thinking about how important tonight is and how important your support and future contributions are, we know that it's important to keep this moving forward with Special Kids, Special Families. I'll quit bending your ear and let you enjoy the comedy. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
And Linda, one of our sponsors has a long history with us. John Butts with New Star Energy had this to say. New Star has operations across North America. We're proud to make a difference in our hometowns. As part of our special caring and sharing culture, we team up with a local nonprofit organization to make our community an even greater place to live, work, and play. We're happy to support organizations like Special Kids, Special Families because of its stellar work in our community, providing support for children and adults with intellectual, physical, and emotional disabilities and their families. He has been a wonderful partner. How did John Butts and New Star first get involved with SKSF?
Well, even before SKSF existed, John and Jenny Butts were foster and adoptive parents here in the community, fostering special needs teens and their children. So I was aware of who they are from the early 90s. And then in early 2000, John approached me at my office at Special Kids, Special Families and said, New Star has a charitable side to their company and that they do a golf tournament. And he asked if he could apply to have us be a benefactor for the golf tournament. And shortly after that, several months later, the corporate office of New Star from San Antonio, Texas, came up to the Springs and presented a $25,000 check. After that, New Star was committed. Every year they do things such as our Bowl-a-thon event initiated by John and Jenny Butts. We've been doing that for 11 years, and John always has his New Star people contribute. They've done holiday parties for us, buying gifts for children, and hosting the event. It's a very popular event in our organization. And they've also just volunteered by doing barbecues to support our staff and contributing financially, and they're just a great group of people. Year after year, they support the Night of Comedy and all our endeavors.
Oh, and
it's amazing.
Love that partnership with New Star Energy,
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Well, do you ever stop and think about the number of people, children and adults, whose lives you've impacted over the years?
Well, John, that's a hefty thing to look at. I think this whole community has come together to support Zach's Place, and there's hundreds and hundreds of families we've served and thousands of children. The impact for me has been watching families whose children almost grow up within the program, where we know we're supporting them to be stable families throughout their lifespan, and it's just amazing.
Well, over time, your efforts to improve the lives of people with disabilities and their families have been noticed in the community, so much so that in 2015, the Colorado Springs Business Journal named you, Linda, one of its Women of Influence.
I saw children going into foster care who really didn't have a situation where they should have. It may have been a circumstance where a parent needed to work full-time, a single parent, and they couldn't provide at that point. They couldn't find daycare. And so when my son passed away, it was really the catalyst to say, you got to start helping these families. The more you spend time with people who have a disability, so to speak, you learn what their abilities are. Just like anyone else, as you get to be around someone, you get to know their personality, their strengths, their gifts. And it's always amazing to see the talents that sometimes just come out of the blue. I would like to see the city continue to make changes in accessibility for people, all people. We're starting to see those sidewalks change so that people who use wheelchairs can be more able to get around the city, in and out of buildings, but we really need to continue to do that.
The Night of Comedy is all about raising awareness and support for Zach's Place at the Lori Hilliard Family Center. And Linda, Zach's Place really grew out of a need that you perceived based on your personal experience having a child with disabilities.
Yes, I raised a child with a disability. His name is Joey, and really was a remarkable hero in helping to get this program started. We started noting that there are families who needed care but could not find respite care, and sometimes these families were faced with placing their children in out-of-home care. Really a profound experience to see that on the other side of child welfare. And so starting the program, we started with an 1,100 square foot building near the downtown area, a 100-year-old building. You know, it had its positives because we finally got it off the ground, but we found probably 4 years into the program that we needed a larger space. So it started the journey of finding a new location and seeking funding for starting a capital campaign. And in 2015, we moved to our current Zach's Place near the Mountain Shadows area off Granby Circle.
It had to be a special day, your first day in that beautiful, big new facility.
Absolutely. We had our eyes on that building for several years, and we were just so fortunate because it's a great location, backs up against a residential neighborhood, and we just love the building. We love the site.
Well, and we've served a lot of children over the years, provided a lot of respite care for families really in need.
Yes. 2019 was a record-breaking year of over 26,000 hours of care. Over 120 children were served. That was phenomenal. And this year, we believe we're going to break our next record. We're gauging for 27,000 hours, and in 9 months, we've already served nearly 24,000 hours. We are a busy little place, and so many children being served right now.
And the money raised with the Night of Comedy, how will some of that be used at Zach's Place?
Well, the children would love a new swing set, another swing set. It's a popular item on the playground, and so we would love to add to our playground equipment. We also have increased our food budget tremendously. Because of COVID, we have many children who are not attending school, so we're providing 3 meals a day plus the snacks, and so that budget has tripled since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, groceries aren't getting any cheaper.
No, and another very important piece to our program is our transportation services before and after school, because many of our families couldn't access us until we started offering the ability to pick up children from school, take them to school, and on an average school day, which is a free service, it's unfunded, is about $200 per school day. that we are spending to make the service available to families.
And that's why it's important that we do raise this money with our Night of Comedy year in and year out. And Linda, thank you so much for everything you have done and continue to do. And the program just keeps growing and getting better.
Thank you.
Well, each year we debut a new video focusing on a family being helped by the services at Zach's Place. Tonight, you're going to meet the Zay family. We'd like to thank Mom Amy and children Spencer and Charlotte for letting us tell their story.
Life before I found Zach's Place, stressful. He went to about 2 different daycares before we found this place, and each place just wasn't equipped to handle him. He has a really hard time controlling his anger. How I first found out about Zach's Place was through a Department of Human Services worker. I went there for resources or some kind of help just to find some place that might have the resources and the ability to handle Spencer.
When I first met Amy, she walked in for a tour and she was scared. She didn't know where to turn. Spencer has a trauma history and suffers with PTSD. He was exhibiting some behaviors in order to protect himself. Most typical daycares were not supportive of that.
He set the chart up with Maria, his therapist, so when he starts to get escalated or he starts to get really angry, he goes and he points at different, where he's at on the chart.
It's a lot easier for him to, like, I'm angry and this is because, or I'm frustrated and this is because. It's become really positive when he's not happy.
He has more control of his anger, and he has learned how to express his emotions in a positive way.
And then he can point at different activities or different de-escalating activities he can do to kind of calm himself down. It's really helped. I've seen him do that at home, kind of on his own, like walk away and do his deep breathing, or, you know, it's helped a lot because he implements it here, but he also brings it home with him. Last daycare he was at actually would send me videos. It was a lady who worked out of her house, so she just had a bunch of kids at her house that she would take care of. I would get videos constantly throughout the day when he would be having episodes of her phone in his face, just videotaping him having a breakdown. I was frustrated for him because I knew he was going through stuff and he didn't know how to handle it. This wasn't a very good situation for him.
Each day, as Spencer started to come, he started to grow and learn, but most importantly, he started to trust.
He's come a long way. I can't even express how far he's come, the just total turnaround. You know, he's so much happier. He's your typical bigger brother, and she's your typical girly girl. You know, she loves princesses, always wanting to do her makeup.
His relationship with Charlotte, they do really well together. They're always like, well, if one's staying inside, I want to stay inside too. They love hanging out with each other most of the day. And I mean, they're like normal siblings. I get annoyed with my brother, she gets annoyed with him. The things that make me say that I really like working at Zach's Place, you just get to see these kids grow up, and when they're having their bad days or when they're having their good days, they look for you for support. It makes me want to cry. Okay, I'm good.
Some of the things I found out about Zach's Place that I really liked were the staff and how they interact with the children, the ratio of the staff to children, so it's not one staff to 20 children, you know, overwhelmed. The different therapy that they offered for him.
Today, while Spencer still really suffers with his trauma and PTSD, at the end of the day, he knows that he is going to be loved at the end of every behavior. In order to support Zach's Place, we need each and every one of you to give. Without the giving that you provide, we can't provide the love and support that we give to each one of these youth to help them become their most successful person that they can be.
Come take a tour, get to know the staff, because they're amazing. You know, they put the kids first. They do what they need to do to make sure they're taken care of, they're safe, and they're happy. My kids love coming here. You know, they're sad on the weekends when they don't have daycare.
That video really shows how important Zach's Place is to our community and what a difference it's making in the lives of local families like the Zays. You can help support Zach's Place by bidding in our silent auction or simply making a donation. Once again, you can go to betterunite.com/SKSF-NOC, or you can text NOC to 719-938-1199 to view the silent auction, or simply text the word GIVE to donate. Now, in the video you just watched, you saw Maria Berger, our Assistant Executive Director. Maria has spearheaded our Behavioral Health Services program, which has grown considerably in just 1 year.
My name is Maria Berger, and I am the Assistant Executive Director here at Special Kids, Special Families, but I am also a mental health clinician, and today I would like to highlight the behavioral health program that we have here at Special Kids, Special Families. We started this program about a year ago, and we can help people who have conditions such as depression, anxiety, PTSD, parenting issues. Currently, we are accepting Medicaid, Cigna, and CHP Plus. We also accept self-pay. We have about 45 clients who are active right now, but since we've been providing these services, we have served about 90 clients and counting. I would like also to say that we provide services in English and Spanish, and now with the COVID-19, we are offering telehealth, telephonic appointments, in-office appointments as needed, and we also can be flexible and maybe see people in the community. We are currently taking new clients, so if you can benefit from more behavioral health services, please give us a call and we will be happy to help you. Thank you.
Special Kids, Special Families has been incredibly fortunate in the amount of support we receive from the local business community. In this instance, one company has been instrumental in helping us manage our growing pains.
I'm Aaron Horn, a commercial real estate broker with Cushman & Wakefield, Colorado Springs Commercial. 15 years ago, I was actively looking for a nonprofit in which to get involved. I wanted to find an organization who was locally based and where my contributions could have the most impact on Colorado Springs community. Initially, I got involved with Special Kids, Special Families, helping them acquire new lease space for their adult program. Over the years, I've been blessed to witness firsthand and be part of the growth in Colorado Springs, which has allowed them to support more and more families in dire need of their programs and services. Through the professional relationship, I spent a lot of time with the employees and witnessed firsthand the impact that they have on their clients and their clients' families' lives. Through the years, I've been a financial donor and have been involved in various fundraising functions. It is very fulfilling to know that donations made stay in the community and directly impact the lives of so many Colorado Springs families. I have the deepest admiration for Special Kids, Special Family, and especially for the employees who spend their time and attention working with the clients who require greater care than most. I'm very proud to support and be involved with Special Kids, Special Families.
Well, Linda, just like John Butts with New Star Energy, Aaron Horn with Colorado Springs Commercial has just been an amazing partner. In addition to finding that space for our adult services program and Joey's Place, Aaron has also helped us locate a newer, bigger location for Zach's Place, and he found us an ideal spot for our administration office and more recently, our child placement agency for foster care. But just as important, Aaron introduces us to a company with the drive and foresight to help our fundraising efforts. You might call them our ace in the hole.
Hello, my name is Brian Cooper, president of Unified Title throughout Colorado. We chose to start a golf tournament several years ago in order to support our local communities that we operate in. And in doing so, we interviewed several local charities. And through that whole process, it was very interesting that many of them, their operating expenses were very, very high, and very little actually went to the cause. Number one. Number two, many of them didn't participate with the activities. So in running this golf tournament, it's a massive, massive event. Special kids, special families absolutely stood up beyond the crowd. Going into it, we thought each and every year we would interview new nonprofits. And after working that first year, we never look back. They're phenomenal. They donate door prizes. They show up the day of the tournament. They're very active. They participate, and they're, bottom line, everything they do stays right here in Colorado. They truly care, with an amazing group of people. We love partnering with them.
I'd like to give a special thanks to our golfers and our sponsors, because this event wouldn't be possible without them. The golfers spend their whole day with us, money to be here, supporting the event, the silent auction, the door prizes. Our sponsors, starting with breakfast and the Bloody Mary bar and the lunch, each of the T-Box sponsors, just amazing people spending their time and resources to be here to support Unified Title and our nonprofit.
We are just honored to be teaming up again with Unified Title for this wonderful event, and so happy and pleased to be benefiting from the money raised today. This money will go towards Zach's Place, which is our program for children with special needs.
Yeah, the charitable part of this event is really great. We as a building company really feel that we should be involved in our communities, and Brian and his team have really stepped up with this charitable group, Special Kids, Special Families, and we have opted every year in the last 3, possibly 4 years, to match dollar for dollar every dollar that is donated today, and we will match that as a company, trying to give back to the communities in which we serve.
I come out yearly to do this event for the fundraising part of it, but also to be a supporter with Unified. I do a lot of business with Unified.
It is our privilege to always support their efforts in the community. That's one of the reasons I care and love them so much, is not just what a great title company they are. They just have excellent values, and I love their staff, and I'm just really happy to be here. I really appreciate this charity.
Special Kids, Special Families is such an incredible organization, and we really love to be part of it, and we really, really love partnering with Unified Title and Brian Cooper and his staff and team. We just love them, and Samantha and I and the rest of the gals and guys back at the office are super excited to be here and do anything we can do to help.
Special Kids, Special Families, I think, is a fabulous organization. I think that what they stand for and the families that they represent is pretty amazing, and this fundraising event draws in a lot of attention, it draws a lot of money for them, and it certainly, I think, helps boost their fundraising efforts for the year.
We've got an awesome relationship with Perry Park Country Club. Their staff here is just absolutely amazing. In my opinion, it's one of the nicest courses in the state, and we are very, very appreciative and honored to be able to host our tournament here. Thank you all very, very much.
We just wrapped up our 5th annual Unified Title Golf Tournament, and it was another great success. Like the Night of Comedy, the funds raised by those golfers helps to benefit the families who use Zach's Place, which is music to our ears.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flag, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat of This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat of drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. And I know that I deserve your love. 'Cause there's nothing I am worthy of. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. This is me. Whenever the wind's gone, whenever the wind's gone, and I take my
And Linda, thanks to Ralph Giordano with Archangel Productions and Nathan Shields with Shields Productions for capturing that performance. And they also created the Zach's Place video that you saw earlier.
Yes, and Aaron Horn introduced us to Ralph.
Aaron has really done a lot for this organization.
Yes, he
just
has.
like a lot of people have. But now, this is me asking, do you feel generous? Well, do you? We don't have a paddle to raise, but what we do have are various donation levels for you to consider. Again, if you haven't done so, please register at betterunite.com/SKSF-NOC or text NOC to 719-938-1199 to view the silent auction, or just text the word GIVE to donate. Now, here I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of the various donation levels. Say, for example, you were to give $2,500. That would provide 1 month of after-school transportation for 8 children with disabilities. $1,000 would go to replace climbing play equipment on the playground. $500, well, that would support 2 children with disabilities with overnight respite care. $250 can help train our staff with medication administration classes for 1 year. $100, that'd buy enough snacks for 1 week of programming. There's also an other option you can use to set the amount that's best for you. And remember, all the money raised tonight helps support the families who use Zach's Place. While Zach's Place is the founding program for Special Kids, Special Families, Linda Ellegard wasn't content to stop there. In 2001, she launched a therapeutic foster care program, bringing her experience to the specialized needs of foster care and adoption for individuals with special needs. And through that, we've met some amazing families with very big hearts.
We tried to have a kid for a really long time. It was 12 years for us and we couldn't, it just didn't work out. And then all of a sudden, we just got pregnant and we had a baby and we thought, oh great, you know, we'll just have another one and then it just never, it didn't happen.
Initially wanted to have more children of her own and just things weren't working out. And my wife has always had this desire to be a foster parent. And she's like, let's do it, you know? And I was, of course, I think with most husbands, they're just like tentative or I don't, you know. It took me a while to kind of get on board with it, but as soon as we got our first kid, it was just like We just treat them like our own kids, and you're just there to love and care and protect, whether it's your kid or someone else's kid.
I work as a nurse for a home health agency, and my nursing supervisor, she is a foster mom, and I have asked her, I said, how does it work? Because I didn't know about it. And I say, is there any like company or anybody that does fostering or adoption? Is there a kid that I can take care of? Is there a kid that I can bring into my home? Like, it doesn't matter if it's like special needs, if it's like some type of a syndrome or anything. Where are the kids that need a home? She said, I would recommend special kids, special families.
The Real family is the type of family that we would love to have here at Special Kids, Special Families. Although they have fostered so many children, I think between 13 and 15 children over the course of their stint with us, they have always supported the biological families when those children were returned home. Even though they may not be able to adopt, but to support the biological family and the plan that has been set out for these children. The children come into foster care and they stay with a foster family for maybe 3-6 months, sometime even up to a year. We always tell foster parents when we get them in, the initial step is, the first goal is always reunification with their biological parent. And sometimes for various reasons, their biological parent may not meet the goals of the court system, and so their rights may get terminated. And we all hate that because we do want children to go back to their original family. But for various reasons, sometimes they cannot. So that enter into the foster to adopt. So the foster parent that has been fostering this child for several years have the option to be the first choice of adoption.
We're here to restore the sense of innocence that was lost.
I had to accept that we don't know who's going to stay here. And so I always commit to treat them like their mom, as if it was my born child. That's my commitment to them. And if they get to stay, then we're blessed. And if they have to go, it's okay, because at least we're with them for that short period of time, and we were privileged to know them and meet them and hang out with them. I am blessed to be part of their life.
It's a packed house for Jason and Sheila Williams. With 4 children, 2 of which struggle with developmental disabilities, there's never a dull moment.
My morning starts about 4:30. And it literally starts with checking blood sugars, oxygen levels, and G-tube feedings.
Sheila and Jason's biological son Jordan was born with lissencephaly smooth brain, a brain anomaly causing visual impairments, seizures, and global developmental delays, amongst other things.
I had to be picked up off of the floor, and it just took my breath away. With the diagnosis, I immediately knew there was going to be a change. Having a child and being that was diagnosed with multiple needs, while also given a limited lifespan, it challenged every fiber of our being.
But it inspired them too. 18 years ago, the Williams entered into the foster system. They fostered a young woman with disabilities, and today they're still going strong.
Because our heart has always been drawn to children that had special needs. And that influence came from my son.
They are a great example for future foster parents. We know which each foster parents bring about their own specialty, and so we love on that specialty and we pull it out and we work with the families.
Their second disabled child, little Joyanna.
She'll say happy.
Born at 24 weeks gestation with complete retinal detachment, this little one won the hearts of the Williams right away. And after fostering her, they adopted her into the family. Now the Williams are fostering another child who, because of the court systems involved, couldn't be shown on camera.
I get to play and just be engulfed by their love, that they share with me. I get to share that back. I really don't see them as disabled, because if we look at our own flaws, we can just say that they're okay.
In Colorado Springs, Danny Freed, KRDO News Channel 13.
Well, tonight, of course, we are all about supporting the children and families who use Zach's Place. But at some point, many of those kids will need to take the next step in that specialized care. And recognizing this need to transition in 2005, Special Kids, Special Families added programs for adults with disabilities and host home services like adult foster care. Welcome to our community and center-based adult services day programs.
I'll say, how was your day at day program? Oh, good. And most of the time, really good.
We're making cookies. 11. You're gonna push that. 50. One, 4, 2.
What's your favorite thing to do when you come to Joey's?
Cooking.
What do you like to make?
Everything.
Oh, wow. Floor though! Floor, you made a motion in the bowl! I did it! I did it, Kyle! And there's the salt. Need 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. It's going in that. Peanut butter? Yeah. Ready? We're gonna Kathy put some peanut butter. Okay.
I'm going to say the biggest thing is he is much more patient. He's much more able to sit and do a task versus having to be redirected so often. So I think being out in the public, being with people other than mom, you know, who is mainly his caretaker besides dad, it was nice to have somebody else come into the picture, work with him, and show him that it's okay to be out in the public where there's a lot of noise. You don't have to always have mom by your side to answer your questions. So he's become much more patient and I would say more verbal with strangers. You know, being able to talk to somebody that approaches him. That's one of my biggest compliments, I would say, to Special Kids, Special Families. They're very hands-on. They're very accessible to be able to speak to and address my concerns. We sat down, had a plan, worked with everybody one-on-one here at the facility to know exactly what we hope to see happen, and they're always very accessible to take phone calls.
She started coming 2 days a week, and then she wanted to come every day. Yeah.
Why do you want to come every day, Lindsay?
Because I like cooking.
You seem so happy too. Are you
Yeah.
happy?
Yes.
Because of Joey's Place?
Yes.
What makes you happiest at Joey's?
To come here.
I'm Linda Ellegard. I'm the Director of Special Kids, Special Families. We want to thank especially Unified Title for all of the support that they've given us through the years, and especially with making this video.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the various programs of Special Kids, Special Families. It takes a lot of support to keep them going, and that's where you come in. Again, please check out our silent auction at betterunite.com/SKSF-NOC. And again, you can also make a donation there or text NOC to 719-938-1199 to view the auction. Or you can text the word GIVE to that same phone number to make a donation. Now might be a good time to freshen your drink and grab a snack and get comfortable because it's time to get down to business. Funny business. Steve Mazon is one of the most sought-after corporate comedians in the country. His ability to be funny, clean, and inspiring has led to successful shows and keynote addresses for Fortune 500 companies, small businesses, and industry conference and parties. But of all Steve has done, he's most proud of his 12-plus trips to the Mideast to perform for our troops. Here is Steve Mazon.
Hey everyone! Hey, I'm Steve Mazon, comedian. I've been on the David Letterman show. I won an Emmy writing for Ellen DeGeneres, and now I'm here in my garage with a red curtain. Yeah, performing for everyone online, but I know you are at home as well, instead of at a comedy club or a big gala event conference for special kids, special families, like we should have all been in Colorado Springs this week. So we're all doing what we can. So I hope you enjoy. I've got a laugh track here to make it easier, so it feels like you might be at the club. You're going to hear some laughing. You're going to hear some booing. You're going to hear some tables clanking, maybe some waitresses taking orders. Who knows what you might hear over the next half hour. But I want to thank you, first of all, and I want to especially thank all the people who helped put this together at Special Kids, Special Families. I am very excited to be here with you and doing some fundraising tonight. So hope you get some laughs and that inspires you to give back to them. I know this has been an especially tough time for all of us. The coronavirus, I've been stressed out myself. I haven't been sleeping well. I'm going to just be honest with you. I'm sure we've all been dealing with the thing. I actually Googled the other day. I Googled insomnia, cures for insomnia, how do you sleep better? And I don't know if you've heard of this. A weighted blanket kept coming up. I don't know if you've heard of these weighted blankets, but they're pretty expensive. And I wanted to give my money to Special Kids, Special Families, so rather than for a weighted blanket. So instead of spending money on the weighted blanket, I've just been sleeping under my mattress. And yeah, I've been sleeping under my mattress, and let me tell you, I'm sleeping great. I'm sleeping great. I've been sleeping great, and I found $20. I found $20 under there, so I'm ahead of the game. And I found a pea. Yeah, a pea, not pea. I didn't find pea in the mattress. I found a pea, like a tiny little pea from the fable, The Prince and the Pea and the Princess. I think maybe it was a prince or princess, but I found a pea. I don't pee my mattress, is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, I have rubber sheets now. And that is all gone. None of it is happening anymore. Yes. You know who is the best? You know who lucked out through this whole COVID thing? Is I love the space race. I love SpaceX. I live in California. I'm not too far from it, where they launch it and you get to see them. It's pretty cool. But right at the beginning of this, the coronavirus and everything, 2 guys went up into space. They've missed all of this. And everything is going, the social unrest, everything, the protests, they've missed all of this. And what a surprise they're going to have when they come back and they go through custom. I don't know. Do they go through customs? Do astronauts go through customs when they come back? I don't think they do that. It doesn't make sense that they do. Is there a TSA guy when they get back and they're like, all right, says here, says you're on the moon? Moon? Anywhere else? You go anywhere else besides the moon? You got any moon money? How much moon money you got? You go over $10,000 in moon money? Did you go on any farms? Visit any moon animals that we need to know about? Bring any moon fruit back? Anything? All right, you know what? Take everything off. Take your moon boots off, throw them up on the thing there. Strip down, we're going to do a search. I don't know if this is how it happens. I am lucky. I know some people have been quarantined alone. I haven't. This whole time has made me reflect on my life. There's something about that makes you reflective in this time. You look back at your whole life because this is such a weird pause in the middle of it. I was thinking about my whole life and thinking about my wife. I'm married, and I was thinking about her and my life and everything, and I don't know what it was. It was kind of sunset when I was thinking about this, and it just hit me about my wife. I was like, you know what? This woman may be the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, no, she's not that great. I've just had an awful life. That's what I realized after listening and watching my whole life flash before her. She's fantastic. I do love her. I like being married. Some people, I have a lot of single friends, they don't like being married. They love being single. You know those people are like, woo, single, yeah! Like it's a big accomplishment to be single? It doesn't take much work to be single, right? This is all the work it takes to be single. Yeah, still single. Still single. I'm not making fun of single people, all right? I don't understand. For me, I was single for a long time. I was just never excited about it. For me, it just meant that despite the fact that I was in my 30s, I still had to list my mother as the person to contact in case of an emergency. Nothing to woohoo. My mom's not happy about that either. That it lasted that long. I love her. I did date a lot before I got married. Before I met this woman. Before I dated, I was in my 30s. I was dating a lot of career women. I dated this one woman. She told me she was a psychoanalyst. Turns out she was not an analyst. Did everyone get along? That's an easy one. I don't want to leave anyone behind, so I hope you get that. I know sometimes at the comedy clubs people explain that she was psycho. She was psycho. I don't want to leave anyone behind. If you're watching in a group, help your friends out. Explain it. If you're in a group right now, pick like a joke Sherpa to lead everyone along. Be like, come on, follow me. I'll explain them. You know, Bob, she was psycho. You know, lead the group along. Whatever needs to happen there. I mentioned that I'm in California, but I didn't grow up in California. I am from the Midwest. And I know, I apologize. I know some people, especially Westerners, like the people out there in Colorado, they don't like the Midwesterners. But I grew up in the Midwest, and but at least you know where you're at. That's all I care about, because I was on the East Coast before this all started, and I actually go. I said to the audience, I go, anyone from the Midwest? And one guy goes, Arizona. No. You need to open your map. One more flap. Oh, shoot, we're not in the middle at all. We're kind of west and south. Wish there was a name for that area of the country. I actually went to Arizona for the first time. I don't know if there's anyone from Arizona. People, just because this seems like a personal joke now, you should donate more to Special Kids, Special Families, because I'm doing jokes specifically for you. If you're from Arizona, I just went there for the first time, and I grew up in the Midwest. In the Midwest, we don't have cactus. I know probably in Colorado, there's parts of Colorado that probably do, but I had never seen a real cactus in my life. I was driving across Arizona. They have fields of them in Arizona, and I wanted to see one up close, so I pulled the car over. I walked out into a field of them. Let me just warn you, those things will hurt you. Yeah, worst part about it, you bend over, and you get pricked by one of those things, you will never figure out which one did it. Yeah, you turn around, and they're all like this. I love Arizona. I love it. My wife, then the nice thing about the COVID during all this is my wife has not been shopping. She loves to shop. I do not like shopping. And here's me shopping. I go, I know exactly where I'm going. I grab the thing and I go home. She loves to look around. She drug me to a place right before this all happened I had never been to before. Clap if you know it. I'll hear it. If you've ever heard of a store called Lamps Plus. Lamps Plus. Okay, I hear some people cheering there. Lamps Plus. If you haven't guessed, it's a lamp store. That's what it is. They sell lamps. That's all they had there was lamps. I don't know what the plus is for. I kept trying to figure out what the plus is for. I didn't find anything else because it was just lamps. I never know what the plus was for. Someone told me afterwards, I mentioned this, and they go, oh no, that means they have a lot of lamps. I was like, no, I think that's what the S is for. It's not lamp plus. It's lamps plus something else that I never figured out what it was. But anyways, if you've ever been to a Lamps Plus, usually a lamp store is very small. It's usually like the size of your living room. They have very specific lamps. This was not. The Lamps Plus is gigantic. Maybe that's what the plus for is, the size. It's like Home Depot size, but all they have is lamps. They have floor lamps, ceiling lamps, table lamps, wall lamps, night lights, every lamp you could ever think of. It's like a Home Depot size warehouse of lamps, so aisles after aisles. The aisles themselves are made up of lamps. It's gigantic. It's huge. And listen, I'm a dude. I'm a guy. I don't need much lighting. Okay, obviously, look at me here. This is about as good as it gets. I don't need much lighting. If I didn't have a wife, I wouldn't have lights in my house. I would have no electric bill. I just walk around with the flashlight on my phone. Yeah, walk around like this, solving mysteries with a Great Dane, right? And but I will say now that I've been to Lamps Plus, it is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool place. If I need a lamp in the future, I will go back to Lamps Plus. I will go there. It's a pretty cool place. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't want to work there. Wouldn't want to work at Lamps Plus. Could you imagine having the closing shift at Lamps Plus? What? No, hey. You guys, no, go to the movie without me. I'm going to be here for like 4 hours. No, it's going to take forever. Yeah, no, just go without me. I've done the math. If I do one every second, it's still going to be 5:30 in the morning. I don't know why. Yeah, no, yeah, I didn't even think. Yeah, no, the closing guy's going to have to come in, or the opening guy tomorrow. He's going to have to come in, turn them all back on. I don't. Wait, hold on. I just thought of something. One second. Oh, okay, yeah, come pick me up. I'm ready. That worked. I'll see you there. I was traveling a lot before this. I get to travel as a comedian. That's one of my favorite things about the job. I was in some cruises. I don't know if you've ever done a cruise before. It was my first one, and when I stepped on board the cruise, I was like, oh my God, have I died and gone to heaven? Because that heaven is the only other place with that many old people. That is the only other place that you could go that you'll find that many old people. Oh, whoa, old people, don't boo me. No reason. No, okay. Here's the other thing. If you ever go, always do whatever you do excursion-wise, do it through the ship. Whatever they have fantastic, but the ships have planned the excursions. And you think, oh, maybe I can save some money. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm not going to do an excursion through the cruise ship. I'm going to go on my own. So like, this was one when everyone told me their favorite excursion. I kept asking, what's the best excursion? Everyone kept saying, you got to swim with dolphins. You got to go swimming with the dolphins. Go swim with the dolphins. All right. So I was like, all right, but it was expensive through them, right? And I wanted to save money to give to special kids, special families. So I, to save money, just asked a guy at the end of the pier. I was like, hey, I want to swim with the dolphins. He was there. He was like, you want to swim with dolphins? You want to swim with dolphins? Which wasn't even the accent for whatever island we were in. It wasn't even the right accent. But I didn't care. I was like, yeah, I want to swim with the dolphins. All right, I'm 90% sure. I got ripped off for sure. I'm 90% sure it was just a guy in a dolphin outfit that we were swimming with. Yeah, 90% sure. Okay. Do dolphins smoke? Because we took a break at one point and he was just on the side of the pool. He was like, and then we made eye contact. Well, we made eye contact and he goes like this. He goes, listen, don't go swim with the dolphins. The next day when I went back, I was like, hey, I think I got ripped off. The guy goes, you want to swim with dolphins? How about Dan Marino and Larry Zonka? That's an NFL joke for people out there. If you're an NFL fan, you'll like that joke. I got to go to Mexico. That was another fun place on the cruise. We got to go to Mexico. Be ready. Obviously it's a different country. That's what I was about to say. You know that it's a different country, but it's a different culture too. They just handle things. They value things differently, and that's we're struggling with that within our own country. But even Mexico, I got to tell you, they value things like pets. That's the big thing. Animals, I guess, is the big thing that I noticed in Mexico. First of all, like if we value pets. They're like part of the family. We have them in the picture with us, right? That's how they don't, like cats and dogs, they don't value it the same way. First of all, I'll give you an example. If you're a dog in Mexico, you may end up dog fighting. That's part of the culture. All right? If you're a chicken, you may end up chicken cockfighting, right? If you're a stuffed animal in Mexico, they will hang you from a tree and beat you with a stick until candy comes out of your intestines. And then the kids run out and grab it and eat it. It's sick. It's a different thing. If you want to go somewhere foreign but you don't want it to be different from America, go to Canada. Canada, nicest people in the world. That's my second favorite country after America is Canada. It's America light. It's us without the attitude. Yeah, I love Canada. I went to the most beautiful place in the world. I've traveled the world, luckily, and I found the most beautiful place. It's just outside Calgary. It's a place called Banff. It's a big ski area, gorgeous mountains, and I think I'm saying it right. Just in case there's any Canadians that are listening, I apologize if I'm saying it wrong, because I think I'm saying it right, but it's spelled weird. It's BANFF. So the thing is that Canadians are known to be very nice people, but I'm always worried that I'm going to run into one angry one. Like, I say it wrong. I'm like, yeah, I just went to Banff, and they're going to be like, what? What'd you just call it? You just call it Banff? It's not Banff. All right? It's Banff. There's two F's. You say them both. Banff. Where are you from? Chicago? Yeah. Not Chicago. You say all the letters. All of them. Banff. They're very friendly people. They're very, very friendly people. And I learned this on my last trip. This was crazy. I've been visiting Canada a lot and just learned this on the last trip. No death penalty in Canada. They do not have the death. That's how nice they are in Canada. They don't even kill people who've killed other people. They're just like, okay, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Well, what if I do? We'll talk about it then, all right? Don't worry about it. Just wait, all right? They're so afraid. They don't have, we can't even decide. They've outlawed the whole country, no death penalty. We can't decide in the United States about the death penalty. It's different state by state. It depends on where you're at, the death penalty. There's some states that are still using the electric chair in this day and age. I think we can all agree that that is a little barbaric. All right? Whatever side of that capital punishment argument you're on, I think we can agree the electric chair, that's too far. Come on, this is 21st century. This is 2020. I think we can agree that it's time for solar. Solar chair. We have the technology. We have the technology. Let's use it, everyone. No more midnight executions. High noon. Sun high in the sky. Most juice possible. Let's get it in there. Let's juice it in there. Hey, Bob, it's not happening. Did I get pardoned? No, it's cloudy. It's cloudy, but the 5-day forecast says Friday. Friday looks good for you. The sun will come out tomorrow. Sing that till then. I love, and I know they have these in Colorado. They have them in California, and they were put them up in Canada. My favorite thing about, because I love they're going solar, and then the wind turbines that they're putting up everywhere for power. You know those wind turbines. You drive. I love that because that's old technology. We're going backwards instead of going forwards. Now we're going backwards, using the sun that's been there forever, and we're using now basically windmills. Because that's from Holland, like 1,000 years ago. They were doing this, and now we're doing it today. Like, people used to live in windmills. You ever seen those old paintings from Holland or photos? Like, people used to live in, wouldn't that have been fun to live in a windmill? Can you imagine trying to leave your house? Oh, I found Grandma. Oh, yeah, she looks dizzy. All right, I offended the windmill crowd out there. There's Big Windmill is probably stationed very close to Colorado out there. I didn't want to offend anyone. If there's anyone, there's a few people I know that have gotten married during this, and they had a big wedding planned, and then just because of the COVID and everything, they couldn't go and be with 200 people inside a place. So people have changed all their plans or just made it small and got married online, and people can watch it like that. If anyone is engaged, I'd like to share some advice, because no one gave me advice before I got married, because some things do change. Like, all right, so the first few things, if you're planning on getting married, let me give you some advice. First of all, there's good things that happen. There's a lot of times people give you some bad things that happen. There's good things that happen. First of all, I had always heard your car insurance is supposed to go down when you get married. Apparently not if you marry the road warrior. Yeah. My car insurance, through the roof. But I saw an advertisement last week on TV for a company said they could insure me for a fraction of what I've been paying. Unfortunately, that fraction was 5/3. The one other thing. That's a bad fraction. If anyone's found along, I told you that there was going to be difficult ones. If the joke sherpa out there help people with that, they're like, that's a bad fraction. If the 5's above the 3, you're paying more money. Yeah. Help people out with that. Here's the other thing. Good things about getting married. There's a lot of fun to it, and getting older. Like you grow old with someone. That's one of the fun things. And getting old isn't all bad. There's a lot of things. My parents always made growing old sound bad. There's some good things about getting old. First of all, you probably didn't know this. Young people out there, once you hit your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you automatically learn karate. Yeah, how cool is that? How cool is that? You automatically learn karate just by getting older. Every old person out there knows karate. Now listen, young people. You don't actually learn the moves. All right? You just learn the sounds. All right? Like getting up from a chair in the morning. Show me tie the shoe. Show me adjust the rearview mirror and pull your neck out for a month. Oh, son of a gun. Son of a gun. I think that's Japanese. I think that is Japanese. I'm not sure about that. All right, here's the biggest advice I can give to anyone. Be ready for this when you get married. Your vocabulary shrinks once you get married. And that's a big deal. Especially no one had told me that. I make my living with words, and no one told me that. Your vocabulary shrinks when you get married. There are words I am not allowed to say anymore now that I am married. I can't say this word. I can't say the word relax. If I say the word relax, it has the complete opposite effect of what I'm going for in that situation. If I say the word relax to my wife, least relaxing possible, immediately. No relaxing, right? Usually we're on the first floor of a situation, and I'm just trying to talk us down to the ground floor, right? I'm trying to get us down there. If I say relax, right to the penthouse. Least relaxing possible. And I will say, to be fair, she didn't say I wasn't allowed to say that. She didn't ban that. I stopped that myself. I banned myself because I just noticed her reaction the first 40 times I said it. And she didn't seem to be liking it. So finally I was like, all right, I'm going to stop saying that anymore. And but she's banned other things. She's banned other words. She'll make announcements. Sometimes I'll come home, I'll come in the door, and she'll be like, hear ye, hear ye! Henceforth you will not do or say the following things in the following situations. Any questions, please see addendum 2 through 4 on the following pages. She's got a long list of things. She actually banned a sound. Yeah, a sound. There is a sound I am not allowed to make anymore. I can't make this sound. I can't go. She hates that sound. She does not like that sound. If you remember what that sound, I forgot. I haven't made that sound in like 3 years. I forgot how fun it was. She does not like that sound. She doesn't like it. I assume everyone at home is familiar with it. You all know that sound. She doesn't like it. She put a stop to that. And I guess I was doing it a lot. I will give my wife credit. She's fantastic at conflict. She's fantastic. I guess I was doing it a lot, and she didn't stop me in the moment. She waited a whole day, and then just out of the blue, she goes, hey, come here. Come here. Come here. You know that cat sound? I don't like that cat sound. No more cat sound. Don't ever do that cat sound again. All right? You love me? You want to be with me? No more cat sound. Don't do that again. It's belittling. It's demeaning. No more cat sound. Don't do that. All right? You want to grow old together? Die together? Get there together? No more cat sound. Don't ever let it come out of your mouth again. Which ironically was the perfect point to go. I didn't, but we can all agree that would have been the perfect point, right? As a comedian, it was very hard to leave that out there. She put it on the tee. It was very hard not to give her one more for the road in that situation. And I'm not joking. That isn't a joke. You are not allowed to make that sound in our house. That is dead serious. You are not allowed to make that sound in our cat will not make that sound. Yeah. If our cat, I'm not kidding. If our cat gets in a fight with our cat just goes, relax. Relax. All right? Take it back. I think there's some good things. I do want to say I've been watching a lot of TV during this, but I can't watch regular TV. I got to watch it on my computer. I got to watch Netflix, stuff like that. Anything with commercials, I can't, because if I watch regular TV, every time I turn the TV on, Ryan Seacrest has a new show. I hate to come down on Ryan Seacrest. I don't know if there's anyone else. I'm just being honest. I don't like Ryan Seacrest, and I used to like him. Yeah, I apologize. The Seacrest fan club is here. I am apologizing. I'll tell you why. I used to like him when he would do just one thing. I liked him when he did American Idol. By the way, our studio here is below an airport, just so you know. There's a helicopter landing with your next guest after this. But the reason I don't like Ryan Seacrest is he does too many things. Too many things. He used to just do American Idol. Now he's got like a morning show, a radio show, a late show. Too many. He did my friend's taxes last week. It's like take a break, dude. All right, take a break. Take some time off. All right. Remember a couple years ago when unemployment was really high? That's why Ryan Seacrest had everyone's job in America. Too many jobs. Here's the reason. Here's the real reason I hate him. He took the job of my favorite person in the history of the world. I don't know if you guys remember this. Clap if you remember it at home. Clap if you remember, or nudge the person next to you. How many of you remember Casey Kasem? Casey Kasem? Okay. For those that don't remember him, a lot of people remember. For those who don't remember him, he was my favorite person. Here's who he was. He used to do the American Top 40. Every single Sunday, he would count down the top 40 songs. All right? And now, that's one of Ryan Seacrest's 133 jobs a week that he does. But when Casey Kasem used to do it, he had this wonderful thing he would do in the middle that Ryan Seacrest doesn't do, and that's why I don't like him. Casey Kasem, in the middle of the countdown, in the middle of counting down the songs, would do this wonderful thing called the long distance dedication. How many people remember that? Nudge, nudge, clap, clap. Yes? Okay. Here's what happened. I'll explain it. A normal person like yourselves would take time out of their busy day to handwrite Casey Kasem a letter. This is before email. They would handwrite him a letter telling him a sad story, and at the end, request that he play a song for someone in hopes that that person was also listening on that day when he pulled the letter out of the desk, and it was never going to happen. Everyone was listening at the same time. All right? It just wasn't. It didn't make any sense that everyone would be listening at the same time. But it was always the saddest story you ever heard. All right? It always went like this. Now it's time for our long distance dedication. Our first letter is from Bob from Colorado Springs. Bob writes, Dear Casey. Casey, my grandpa was my hero. He was an American hero as well. He fought in Korea and lost his leg there. But he wasn't bitter about it. In fact, he had an excellent sense of humor. I'd go over to his house on the weekends and he would take off his prosthetic leg and let me hide it about the house. He'd hop around for hours trying to find it, all the fun we had. After dinner, we'd go into the backyard and he'd hit me wiffle balls with it till the sun went down. Casey, last year he died, but he's still my hero. Casey, could you please play Kenny Loggins' Footloose? Well, here you go, Bob. Here you go. Okay, one more? Okay, here we go. Garrett from Michigan writes, Dear Casey. Casey, my wife just left me, and I couldn't be happier. Casey, when I met her, she told me her name was Kimberly, but it turns out it was Satan. Casey, she took my kids and my car and moved on down to Atlanta, but I don't miss her. I'm happy to start my life without her. She can have my car and my kids and my money and go on. She can live down there in the Peach State. I'm happy to start my life without her. Casey, could you please play Charlie Daniels' The Devil Went Down to Georgia? Here you go, Garrett. What? One more? One more? Okay, one more for you. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see here. Who do we want to go with? Jack. Jack from Cleveland writes, Dear Casey. Casey, my family grew up poor. I had to share a room with my brother and a bed. I don't want to complain, it wasn't that bad, but he was a bedwetter. Casey, I can't tell you how many nights I woke up feeling a warm liquid seep onto my side of the bed. As you can imagine, it led to a lot of fights. When I moved away to college, I never looked back. I realize now it wasn't his fault, and I feel bad. Casey, could you please play Wham's Wake Me Up before you go? Well, here you go. All right, one more thing. Listen, I wish I could have been in Colorado right now. I know it's starting to get chilly. This is the best time to be in Colorado. Thank you all for laughing. I know this is a weird thing, not being in the same room, laughing with each other, having a little laugh track. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Steve Mazon. I'm going to do one more joke for you because it's about where you live. I don't know if I'm going to get to go home this winter to Chicago, and that's what I miss is the fall and the winter in the Midwest and the West, places where it snows. Because I took my wife, she's from California. I took her home last year for the first time. She had never been to a place where it snows, right? And I know, you go to a place where it snows and it's cold, you bring a hat, you bring a jacket, you bring big boots. She brought mittens. Mittens. I think mittens, yeah. I think mittens are the worst invention in the history of the world. Aren't they? It's like, hey, you know what's better than 10 fingers? 4. Yeah, you're just like a lobster for 3 months out of the year trying to claw at things. That's all you have are these claws, mittens. People are like, hey, can you hold this? Probably not. I'm wearing mittens. Are you familiar with them? No, they're big and puffy, and there's no sensitivity to what you're grabbing. Is it breakable? Yeah, I just throw it on the floor yourself. Yeah, you're better off. I'm not gonna. There's nothing with this. Mittens are useless. Mittens are so useless. You can't even use a mitten to take off a mitten. You ever see people struggle for a couple minutes? They're like, you have to bite off the mitten when you're done using it. You have to eat the mitten. That's the only way to get the mitten off. That's how poorly these things were designed. I always wonder, how did they get designed in the first place? Where in history was that? I think about it like I don't know, I should Google it probably and see what the history of mittens is. The way I figure it was probably, people were cold, probably the first thing they ever did was just put socks on their arms, right? Then you couldn't grab anything, you could just hug it. Be like, all right, let's go. Come on, right? And then one day some guy showed up, Philip Mitten. I always think they name things after the person that invented them. I don't know if that's true, though. But Philip Mitten shows up, and everyone's in their socks, and they're like, hey, Phil, what's up, buddy? And Phil's like, hey, fellas, look at this. Boop. And they're all like, oh, my God, what a great idea. That's awesome. Philly's like, I know. Now, if you're cold, you can hitchhike home, and you can thumb wrestle to stay warm. And they're like, can you hold stuff? And they're like, not really. No, it's puffy. And everyone thought this was a great idea, except one guy. Tom Glove. Tom Glove was like, hey, how'd you think of boop? But you didn't think of ding. This is a good start, Phil. And then you didn't go further. You got lazy. You didn't think of this. This is 1/5 of a good idea. You should have went further. And no one looks tough in a mitten. No one. Think of the toughest guy you know. Think of him right now. Think of the toughest guy you know. Think of like a gang member, Hell's Angels, a biker, right? Someone really tough, right? Put him in mittens. Now he's cute, right? Now you're like, all right, I'm not intimidated anymore. He's kind of cute, right? You ever see people driving in mittens? That's my favorite. Everyone looks cute driving it. Everyone looks like a little animal driving in mittens. So you ever see someone cuts them off and they're like, did he just give me the mitten? All right, that is my time. You guys have been fantastic. I'm Steve Mazon. If I am ever in the Colorado area or wherever you're watching, please come see me. Please come say hi. I would love to say hi to you. And thank you for watching. And thank you for donating tonight to Special Kids, Special Families. Thank you all for having me.
Well, thanks to Steve Mazon for that very funny and entertaining performance. And I'm curious how you came up with the idea of having a comedian at your fundraiser in the first place.
Well, we wanted to have a fun fundraiser, but also we enjoy humor, and humor is really good for the soul. So it's great to laugh and sit back, and nobody else was doing any type of comedy events. So we decided we would initiate one.
And it's been great. It has kind of become our thing. So
yes, it has.
We will do it again next year, and want to thank once again all of our wonderful sponsors, and most of all, thank you for joining us for this 9th annual Night of Comedy. Thank you for your generous donations and your spirited bidding in the silent auction. Again, the auction will remain open until Monday, October 12th at midnight. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.